Abusama kwabon from like Black Media. Nkomo bia ba beto monten a eye audio mu nsem na abusia wuti nsem na ho ebedwuru based on ne odobroni team abusia omo ka no kire se be ma bi aba monten a o kremu se allege wo manum oni Akosua Serwaa atena ebro eye 20 years na abusia nsem ye nsem a aye nsem kase pa nkrofo twene selani abasa na eto aso momudi ho komo se pa na tie dia na chese impo maame Akosua Serwaa ene kwasi pon se kwakupon ne ba panini papa ewo ho no na osane sebi lumba twempra ewusumase chese maame no ohwe ne ye bi ne suban bi a epie free ne mu a chese maame no sebi suban pa se suban no oni bi na no na ye odobroni platform so ana say ye beka se neutral person platform so odobroni nkrofo na Akosua Serwaa nkrofo ahia wo so ntiabusia ensem we ko ba ye na ne ebe ye da repa obusia mo twen ya ensem mo keka ne expose a mo da na di e de kirekire mo ho no abusia ya asem ketwa na yenko gye nsem no nkire mo hye no so sa ha egusu ye ke Black Media Abusam baby a wo hwe me bia wo haw ne amane kodan na bia da eda wo so bia no bomode se oni me bedi nkomo ye de samna nwanwaso bi aba ye frene se eye sika kokko na gold samna wo haw bia da eda wo so bia wo hia sa samna we se bi afi wo ye bema wo hwe me wo bema sam wo pom bema ye ketwa brabeji bula matali eduro bi na wo bema enye kese watimi abo adwuma so ache ewo empem ye de akwankyere bi aba abusua no ye hwehwe wo hyebrim a ye frene se mpanifa akwankyere ana se wo betima frene back to sender onipa bi ha onipa bi tata wato bet ewo ho se wo sanity bi obeku bomode so be fa numbers na egu screen ase na woni mi akasa me hwehwe wo hyebrim wi a me bomode se me kire wo ne obeye bedas.
And you see the two major forms of customary law marriage and me kind na me boy because ebeboa in comedy I say his lordship Appel JA, now a justice of the Supreme Court, summarized with nostalgic or the ratio decidendi or decidenda in the above decisions. I wish to quote extensively from this summary for purposes of easy reference, as there is no evidence that the instant Goleku versus Pobi case has been reported. He stated that, quote, there are two major forms of customary marriages. One involves the presentation of drinks, and the other is devoid of formalities like the presentation of drinks. End of quote. So,
what we say, Yaopon boy.
Yeah.
Now, near make a canina, no. Yaopon a canina, but because Yaopon and Yaopon or no go to just a sapel. I'm a Jumana I easy. Say both Ratre and then Saba. We're talking about formal customary marriage and informal customary marriage. Formal one, the be a wobusia for me when we are shut down, will be a man here near better now. Informal one, no, be a metina baby, so be a to me say,
yeah,
I'm not any ya,
and indeed, Akosua Kanya, or see the first one, there's the need for consent. Second one, no, there's no need for any consent. In Tiakoe omushia no omoya ebusuanfo wo mu ebusuanfo ni mu once obi betimi mpa testify say yes assume si we ni we omo wade
I hwehwe na wo behu no ho
exactly eno ani
quickest way to improve vision.
This is the quickest way to improve vision without drops, surgeries, or inject.
So that's what
enti deso amadwuma no ayetia enti mpacho say ye wo a formal customary marriage is demanding or a desire the consent of the brother families, you know, and an informal one.
Sorry to interrupt. Me, your law student.
Don't worry.
Microphone, Bacho.
Lawyer, upon. We will be a
Justice upon.
Yes,
Justice upon.
You. It's like J.
Yeah.
Okay. It's justice. Michiao.
Me pacho. You know,
and it is Ochi Microba or Psychocrat.
Oh, Troy.
It's actually a book. So there's a page. Yeah,
a very fat book.
Yeah, very fat book.
Anime movie.
Yeah.
It's white. Movie that me does this thing apply to Akan, Ghana, Central Region, Bono, and the same specific place?
But you're mining,
yeah. Because I said customary marriages.
And he said, would you know Antisa? Near Esa way and say, be who could do quarter. Know what you mean? I'm a quarter, no, and who say, Momo dear, no, a isolated case. For example, among Ghanaians, Oba and to me, yet chief. A Bema, no, Bana, a queen mother. Who call coastal parts of Ghana to say a hunter area, any fancy area, or bad to meet na a kunyaso. We chief. At least we have a very good example. Upper Discof, or maybe I know more Paramount Chief, I know, Nana Himadechi. I the hospital can be day actually, or your bar, so no a paramount chief. You will never find this anywhere, but your isolated cases. In isolated cases, and that's exceptions. Yeah, in town.
Mamia or any restaurant. On your paramount, the Tamara, no war. Asmara, or your henny.
And such isolated cases, yeah, Kasa and Shadam Fankasa. Tibet Mabasa, what do you know? A different Bay Kasa and Fankasa.
Okay, your minority. Well, since I'm a cabin with you, and your mamma, Sarquina, Yanko run quickly, Abia, and Semia. Openia King, Ubu be a person will be your person camp, but I quite a hard say.
Before sending Pambakas and command and talk just 1 minute, and I mean conclude. Into maybe conclusion, and Mamma Nessa can tanka, and ya general, and say. Sanya wama ya opombuku no oko to justice appeal. Many years so clear no. See our formal type of marriage and informal marriage there. Imagine the same way your formal type of divorce and informal one of dissolution. Sanya obiaka sisi mama no. Informal one and say we are say no. Akosua to the extent to say my sister only kunu was Zimbabwe. Nti nyame mfasa ma ya na adwen so ojanwa nye fe na ya be frɛ busuaku a ha frɛ busuaku a so be man ma yede mejano once the intention ne se wejano no it takes two to tango wejano nti sam na me de ba Akosua Serwaa edi mu wo den sano koye no your subsequent conduct. And the Samisai Koda di Lumba Wana. If the answer is yes, with or without the Ensano, or Bemane Dasie, Nukunu.
Okay.
Lumba so sign corner Wana. If the answer is yes, or Dasie Nukunu. Now my conclusion is that within Sanko no Mwanjin. No one Wukunu after so many years. Almost one which after so many years. No ne Obia so ya wukro sempino sede ete na one pensi that means on ya wukunu enti se wa ma na aware bia ya papa ne se wukunu yare a so no no nto nsam fra won kan kiro se o yare a family members no be bo amane se ba bia wukunu da no enye kura enti sa no ma we nyina obia ehunu bi na be ma ne da ne benkum se wie na wo basa wo ba be ye kuna mpacha obusia bia ni wo kan memu ese ye pene ema wo yekuna nti na no am ka se ni pese ni owu na wo ba na yiase a we anya law mpeninsem
okay
sama no obeso wo mene fi so bi ono ye aka no wo mene yiase nti Akosua Serwaa is very right so unko lumba ehie na sem one me hu ni say oyeyere based on their me deduction na my because ya safu kan tanka kai no a judge ne jitu no say you are judge for na baron bebre omuti say me baso mo bo bi amede no abaha ye obabi atete wo no omususa na ye te say utie lumba nwom ni amachi dede ni ampede banko ano ye no bi ni edetete ye nti ye nim sania ya mamre no ete me na metike witness no wa mentra me ko fa expert witness bi ma woni ye ni nyina kire say aware ni na egu wontwa ma be ma no
ene tese ka de wo betia kura
ka wo ba betwe eyi friend say kura da bi wo be kura tia tam na wukunu no ete ase na wonim ba bi ote na wote so akofo obi di abroni aba ho no eno na esa wo kire wo krachi powers owuwie pe abusua bia no wa say pene ma wo be yekuna. I'm talking as an akan
asenye enyamo da na
Halifax Rabesi Aqua
drinking water.
Odobro ni edin Serwaa
papa we
na person me no bi
so sini so papa we so we say ni party ahodo a o this
person me ka dey na me
ni party
bi na me no kasa asem we enya yi asem no kra enya yi lumba asem no dey bi na me no kasa asem we ana o se die na die me ka kire o se aware ne immediately I be fa won sande akono unya di do Kim. There's no going, there's no coming. What we?
Oh, there could be going, there could be coming. It depended. Oh, I know they say. I know they. So I know they. Me wa happen. I know it could be there.
Maybe
they minimal say papa ye be so so anya na watch na latest by watch na.
Some dey offer but you say so na all there.
No. So me say be so so say dey tira we kan say boy tira ya. O ben say who born who.
Intro ga o say ma me di. O so dey tira wa ma yi no ma me na what you
which asem na all can. Yes, it make sense. So obi de no media. Obi de no media. Yeah.
In a way, ma Akosua Serwaa knowing some maybe about the Akan culture and all this, no. Now I can see why one place or baby na.
No, okay, hold on. No. So why so say not all places so be kuna?
This
was never about kuna. This is the part that some people don't understand. Oh no, or palma ya dia car to people so say a European new be.
Na so won't remember me just so sad and into people so around be kuna. So what I say?
No, but
I know they shady. Hold on, no.
That's what she was trying.
Hold on, baby. Hold on.
Come for
80 members say na call court in the woman. I daddy catch us go when there into a child.
She wasn't going to.
So for quarter and we certificate very buama.
Oh, there be jansa.
Asema
fire. So to the so ni bibi and to be jina baba yes no mama.
Madam, obeti interview. And platform with yakani team odobro ni fu ye beti interview. So obeti aka ho dia.
Ah me metie ba da bi o say me hu ni say oni bibi and what dey be day. And I will be very disappointed. Hey.
And then the second one to penyanoships. Did I hear you say there are two types of traditional marriages? Formal, when you were reading what the justice had written. Yeah. And then, Bibi Tramasum Kakra, when you were ending, you said one without consent. I was wondering.
Without consent of the larger family.
Because I was okay. Because without consent, initially, my mind went to the two families coming together. But again, I also remembered that we've also read that in those days, when a man is ripe, you don't even need consent before you marry. Your parents will bring a wife to you from wherever and say, we've prepared a wife for thee. So I was wondering, without consent, does it mean that one where the parents betroth somebody to you, or it means, as Penny said, look, if myself and Sokratafo's daughter decide to cohabit for a while and we marry, he has nothing to say. I mean, is that what? And then the second one, when you're not in Pacho, we can't say the culture itself is changing and blah 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 blah. No, we're also talking about polygamy. Because traditional marriage now that is where we are now.
Potentially.
Okay, so before you want to do the first one for me? Yeah, before. Okay. Yeah, and me because I can say I'll just read your book. Maybe I'll come about consent, no. The second one. So if you look at the page, and that's why I quoted the page. Unya book ni bia na was Justice Yapon book na page 455. Because page 455 is a very big book.
And that is not the last speech.
But it's an interesting reading.
And that is not the last speech.
David, that's not the last page. So, but baby are all come back concern the second category. So he's talking about the second category of the marriage, which does not really involves any formalities near the and say their lordship further analyzed the second category, which the court referred to as the second case, which quote involves the existence of a valid customary marriage between a man and a woman without the express consent of the families. Manifested by the presentation and acceptance of drinks and other presents, like in the first example above, end of quote. The second case, or this second case, the court affirmed involves quote the consent of the families, which is implied by their conduct.
Sure.
What's the quickest way to reduce leg swelling? Is it drinking lots of water? Nope. Avoiding salt? Nope. Compression socks?
End of quote. Now the court then explained the nature of the family's consent to be non-interference by family members in the long cohabitation of any of their members with another person of the opposite sex as man and wife in the eye of the public. And what they share a parenthesis was to constitute implied consent.
What you say?
Of course.
To say, baby, to say, when it say, empena, but family name is others are winning and now winning it, especially about the family name of our mobile koi.
They've not complained.
Yeah, they've not complained. The two of you are together.
So in this case, but in
this
case, that means sir lumba ye odobroni ho ade so nko enkuhu ebusuafo no matna for this number of years no ma wo nkoda na ebusuafo hu na ne sister crates fa so okay well me amiti me shopping na me dia ba it means impliedly no ebusuana consent and is that what
and when you can hear
yeah
sir there was a valid customary marriage. It's as simple as that.
And you've quoted an authority to back it. Okay. Now, my second and final question on this, it's not directly related to this Lumba drama, no, but it's part of learning. I want to learn. Papa, you know what TV so I share one say that. And it has my curious mind because it says, look, the things keep changing. So, we are talking about traditional marriage, which is potentially polygamous, okay? Unless a person can say it is skewed towards 1-6, the right to potential polygamy. Unless we're talking that. Polygamy ya kan kakra yen komu DP. You see a woman mienu. You were polyandry. Any polygyny. What you so better? You get polyandry, polygyny. But I say, if under traditional marriage, there is an informal one where consent of the parents of the spouses is not necessarily a prerequisite. It simply means polyandry type of polygamy can happen in this country. Don't shake your head because who will protest? The families of the potential spouses. But we don't need their consent. That lacuna can lawyer educate us a bit. You get the context of my question.
Some years ago, until Halifax came about 84, I said Obani me Obani Oba awadi emeboa. Bema ne bema awadi emeboa. No, but the platforms are now. Okay. Yeah. No, is that not what it is? No, is that not what you are talking about?
No.
Okay.
What I mean is
because
that
I want us to break from the polyandry for
polygamy. I mean, traditional marriage potentially polygamous. Try say, bear man to me after more than one spouse.
Yeah.
But what kind of definition is here? Two. A man can decide to be polygamous. But you can decide to speak with two spouses, which is polygyny under polygamy. So also does a woman have the right to do polyandry, where she, just for excuse, speaks myself and Safo under the same polygamy. No? But when my dream, no, and to me, see what because we need consent of the families and then see. However, if now an authority is telling us that there is an informal type, we don't necessarily need the consent of the family of the spouses are we not creating a certain lacuna where a woman comes to say that, okay, because it is polygamous, and under polygamous marriage, there is polyandry. I want to test it.
But we must have why Ghana, Mamri, why
The patron,
Me pacho interview that be a chair.
oh, I think so. I mean, her dating in control. I think it's called Unibuy now. It's 2 months ago.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
And when the young can who she yeah, Johnny say.
Some of you person what's no namotio.
There be a story. Don't say never bro. For sad team legal wives no months.
You get we when in the Hawati. Oh, my when in the
Serwaa. I didn't kick him na me dan
na
we did say one and I didn't debate you. I think
but everyone say where they were pay Johnny Samani call you.
I'm not going to say the best person is so cool.
But I have the element you are mammy to I or one of my no. I know who you are, Miss O'Connor.
Yeah,
Ghana, so I'm saying it's a Ghana Mambre. So let's even say Ga, which you more familiar. Me call Akan. So okay, to not confusing person. Me call Akan. Ga, which you are more familiar with. Ga, Amambre Munu. Why na wade wanya? Or
even if I would extend it beyond Ghana, what I've seen so far, they be a Bemana or call Bisa or if a Bemana Nukawa. So under traditional marriage, you are the one marrying. So it is you, the man, who you will go and marry the woman. That is what we've seen so far. Why is it so? Because we are following our traditions and customs and what our family culture has been.
Because I'm asking because then the lacuna doesn't come in because then
I'm answering you.
Okay.
I'm answering you if you just let me land. Why is it that this potential lawyer is beginning to bully me? I'm just a journalist. I only ask questions for a living. But I'm not in the box. Right, see. Bema ne worry oba because we are following the family tradition. There is a small street near me Fahwa. I don't need family consent.
Best way to unclog your arteries, cut out salt. Nope. Take blood pressure meds. Nope. Follow the DASH diet.
And it is allowed in marriage. So that law when teaching me say Bema na worry about teaching now I don't need your consent.
Na kamema mensa so no. Isaiah, I bet fix your problem. A few years ago, Ghana Parliament wanted to pass a law that said that if you cohabitate for some number of years, 2 years, automatic you are married. So
was it not passed?
No,
really?
It wasn't.
It wasn't really.
No, it's your Peace FM news is on past 6 because and the reason was that because that was the first time I got to know say Sam ran we are the engaged people before we did the creative law. No, that time I check. Now people say the engaged parents and Ghanaian parents say no. If you pass that law, then we'll be a my chairman Jawa Radio. Kono boy net na me 2 years pay they are married there. A bit will be a my chairman Jawa Radio.
True, of course.
Correct.
And who wants to walk out?
That's what you are trying to say. Says you give way too much say yeah.
No, but Rana Kosikan so no.
Yeah, they are too
That is what I want to make a say. So if we knew we had this, law by asked for at that time, was that for ordinance?
No.
Didn't we accept this in Parliament? Say we were.
Said no, ordinance marriage.
Anyway, so
no.
Unless
now they act. What is it was going to be lifted to a different level altogether.
Okay.
Now it stays where it is.
Okay.
And so part of custom. The moment act and custom bill. So part of an act that comes under an act and your custom bill.
Okay.
The way we wanted it to remain part of our customs.
enacting.
Yeah, enacting it remains a custom.
Practice. Okay.
That's answer your.
No. And your custom, you know, Saminian Betty or Adibi a funny taboos. And your custom, I can say, Infantobaka say Musu. Now, Santifoso can say Chiwade. It's one of the Chiwade, no, any Oba no Oba a worry. And it's a Oba Kuraha, Eko Kacha Bema say Openo. And see. Chiwade Obawo Adibia Obey or Debacho Wajini, a general short of say Obebian and Wakacho say Opel. Until no maybe Wawa, and not dress or Yankai or Bawo to me say Obey or buy you being what to me so.
Oh, and I went ya papa. I agree yesterday to me no say when ya
Bema Betina or no Nifie in our custom against
But you say,
we yanchro you.
What's a beside the Yatroness? I don't need your consent. Was it a wife on her?
Anyway,
on this same show, Johanna will be texting will say, oh, Josie has a second child with me. And I'll come say, man, will be saying Josie. Okay. No, so okay, now do to an again. Oh, which one again? Now, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. You see, so that time now you want me to no. Say a commercial law. What way they are saying is that cost of dealing. If it's something that you are known for doing, they are motivating to get some hour.
You've been for a while.
2 years. Yeah. Customary. That's some now who catch him one can eat. My withdraw my pouch. You come what pussy for. You come home penny for. You know the circle. Because for me, if say and I'm more educated need lawyer justice Yapon. Yes, I can. Then what was the need to enact Sam Rana Kokako enacted a few years ago? Say they want to formalize it because you know
if said to legislate properly and enact, and that's so far it's just a customary practice we accepted.
But customary law is part of our law.
Yes. And the entire Nkomo Kwaya Sadiano. Oh, we said to the Bino Bitina a check. Nani pano of free more, Titi Bemani free more. And Nam say, Omuye Japadia. The PNDC law 111 a kiki against a very formidable Akan custom. Say Bem Obano, Oba Beman Wobeya, dear be only about intimate. I'm so mad crow. And no one idea when you are buying to me and a Kadian and Konya Babenia. And it's hard now we and any young Kuala. So you take the children away. The property be a will be honest, one go bet my on any family no dear. And the PNDC law 111 say Debbie. And Tiakoka, yes, I know. Accounts are still not happy. So what they do is that say, oh, this year be now or one can have one and a tina. No names will sit down on it. Because we any baby Binsua, no, the number chromo a year by 20 times.
Fantastic cry.
And so make us all because of PNDC.
Hey, Papa,
very painful. So one this year, Japan call baby. And Nuntin and Kayashi Sambran. So to the extent to say, wouldn't me say, one month not together. Now we are Shanghai, no, or we pay or Bano would have to be recognized as a wife. Now, yen to me call because Yan Brano and to me. Without formal and Cambrane Babe can say, when a Timon we saw no more to 2 steps be. And the woman can always prove it. Be an Omuka Sarabako. Otia so muko mutina one place ya bon wesu pastors in the church members in the enyim say kodwo men sande bi ne ya manu e basa sorry ekuo bi omu nyina no obenya pieces of evidence that they actually so omu atena 2 years or more a obia ehu bi abakura bem wakoto ne din.
Here's why your prostate problems keep coming back. And the easiest way to fix it without drugs, surgery, or endless trips.
And I can't, property woman the pretend they say BNC. And until I can law no idea just to protect the women. That notwithstanding. Sanya ya kano yejitumwa a boy man pa say what dear friend and the moment you accept that the women are very secure. or no tina unkonkoye no ho ade a eno nkyerɛ sɛ wu a it has to change her status. It doesn't have to change her status.
Rabbi, I'm sorry I'm bringing this in again, and I guess sorry. This is my final one. But Eja Mpacho, say Sadia. Why is it that why is it about you and you know better? Why is it that say Sadia Obianem say Mr. A any anti B neti? And maybe they even have a child or two, but on any one day. We've heard many times say a friend is saying if the woman passes away, and then the man is now compelled in many Ghanaian customs to marry the corpse.
Yes. Especially.
Oh God, sir, you see, then I ask myself, na wariano yanjin to umwana say hajia tumse o Nigeria. So why is that?
Nti wonim say question wey na wo bisa dia na say what say to the extent to say oba na wewu no the family to me permit we say ya mamre bi ansa na yesie no na just say impliedly they knew say one na wo ho. Yes, news. Hold
on, Ejana.
I didn't know. Maybe myself be your phone no one day. Now only
the argument isn't that omunim say mininu ne wo. The argument is that omwajia tum say ye mpana awade. Say ye mpana awade dia or ye mijiri dada. So ye mijiri dada dia. I don't know if I mean go ye ni ho ade or ye ni ho ade.
Just understand that. Oya woye dada nanka sa wo beye ade bi ebesili ensili ya jetum so oya woye na mom ye ABCD man of eja no kwan that's the way that the family and we infantile
say impna wade no eja pa ka say bribi wo ho say wonye ya ensili Try say I'm putting away on the engine too.
That's what I'm saying.
By your own analogy, then you put away the engine too. Why would you say that Yajia tum? Then so banu with ya. Say winge ni huwa de na see
done earlier no.
Then it is just like the former when they were talking.
Mama can say one book na okoti.
Yes, you na obo page na
once say it is coming from the Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, they are setting no aside. We have one argument be a nice okasawa. Until Jitu Mr. Benawaria comes under the informal it comes under the informal one.
Media to move. Because I mean, if I'm a permumbo, and you have about the 6 brand if anyway,
rather, when we say, customary law is always growing. And can say, go for bit to say, Menawo. Yeah, say, so be no bitty under Empinawariano. No, rather, we yes, Rebecca say on your bano and what dear, because you're dear to me that
my beautiful
what you got to marry. I can't make concern. That is my be away who pani as an Ataro white. You just that is my point. I see a child.
Oka bibi say the entire yesa emrano and say you the protect emma.
Sure, very much.
You mean the cohabitation interstate kind of
because nipa na natina wanya na wade onena wo nkwara menu which today in modern Ghana is actually growing per that area. Today there are a lot of close to say I don't have any research data statistics be a bit of but I can tell you say if one year careful we are having that system close to 15% in relationship with Ghana, especially say one mutia one ware onena wo 2-3
about 80%.
But we say, it is to protect women. But don't you also think, say, it is in one way or the other is disadvantaging women instead? Because now what it means is that it is going to empower a lot of men maybe to to have that liberty, say, and yes, empower a lawful dear, and the win has a cocoto snap because I'm the coil by 1 day. But my name is a bush of a bar september.
Oh, near who came there, yet say. Unless Obi was some food because when you beat it, I would do Nipanoa. In the first place, FSA, Ubetu and Amos of Bakwayan formally. The BBT want to meet Anquanquay and a young classified the same pena a warrior. To that extent, young Pesa or Bano Hobachino. Piana was the Denby, or Banway there and the Sika Boom, or no Diano Mao, and then the Sika by Mema Tabo Bobo Busia, or Emaho. And I didn't know who I see in Nimino, until I believe you said the contest of Mpena Warriano. First and foremost, at the Asumijeba or Mainimu. And he said the moment your bones are not Chene Adjuana a Wohono, a Bema third party be Emma Hubium, because you're who's on it. Oh, you talk about time or time.
Nti sorry, do I say now we will need you and I will bet now worry the cars in CN.
What's it?
It's the cars in CN say some now worry and bema as soon as being to me trying chain. And nothing a ma and now worry you will be a winning you rather. Will be what you are and
some now all can all. I won't say, but a dear baby, or my dear, can say, I say, all Cassima. But what dream Basso in a sense say, Sebemani, young fan say, young train had been free, Yaman, young fan say, oh, ne bear matty. Unim say, boy, radio, and I didn't saw Baba worry, and not boy in a this is where scenarios where it's I'm now in the say, oh, any on the 90 and for same for worry and you or bano. And yet necessarily it's all the wild cookie recent case now I see now on tenor
there be a one makes it minimum, yes, which is fair and it was a son neighbor. Sabi a intimacy said the oka, but me make a say a honor sono. Say basa na chese say ni pa ya wu ye ma obaya be na ba no empna ire ne chere say Beman, not only you be yes. Yes. I heard the Beman is so near. Never in a circumstance of Beman.
And no such scenario, no sunny by the end.
Yet, or Yempna, or Yempna, or you, and only the city, who say anonymity, and no moon. And no, that's what I know. You so ye they are Yempna, no more, cause. Cause if he say what's all back the Wabusia for and no so Busia for about what no
Emrano and fat and Panawe and Emrano fat or contribution to the property you've made
our warrior wompna family doesn't regard you at all.
Yes,
with your own picture. Yes, only see they don't regard you. But the air can say bearman or to none intention say you only been say one at hope so no. But in worst case scenario no we call we call. But na family name says anima we nyina dia sane can.
And also no and also say all kase sa our way or more worry. You know what? A bama, the audio hokra, the no call, see, see that yet I see in Ghana, hope I say now they send no maybe BBC.
Oh, now to all the being Sabaka Kumbema, and now more.
Yes, many. But when baby, in a way, a bois, say, Mamma be brina, sebi, Ebusian phobi bit me a boom, quasia, no money, you know, and I saw anything I will bear my Nebusian for you, but no one, or whatever for someone. I
make us say, Omo mutie ade we nyina ade omo say o ketia kosia but no
but this is where I also am coming from say sa de okai said ye fa say wo kushia be mo no so abusuafo so no maso no munim se na yiri wo ho ebi kra na nutanye minim se oye wo ho pa de o betimi asoso oba foforo so a ebi ana awe no wa point through no masoso sa oba no wo ho dada no and no be masa oba no wo ho no so be ka se to so kai o se ebi kra ye ni mo ba che say bia ye pese ye no ma bi free ntem nti kra so there be enim no on worrying because ye nim no pese che say be worry no ofia na ye nko worry no ofia
asem na o kan be say wa o can on contradicting itself. or can in a sense bema wa worry now or worry become home. Two things so bema worry now or worry become home. We know a young possible marriage. Bema ukuno na worry traditional no energy so worry become home. Maybe our continue no about no be home. Yes, they regard you as mummy as a wife unless when it comes to law, no would me prove with the civil marriage, no one would decline. They are fine. But when it comes to the when it comes to the customary, we regard you both as wives.
So and see regard those sana so said the no Mexico or you really been to be
of course.
A problem.
No be a problem, but about law, a customary law now. That's how they see it.
Hopefully no. So how about say customary no banning to me say you know what you worry. You worry me who cross obi wa genuinely when we say no BBC. So our ban still na be den. Ebi on no neighbor cause okay, nani kuna worry. I worry won't me worry will be for 45 but still na a man. Ne mana wa. Yes. Me I would rather say ni fan be dino cray. Now what else and what we be? I would rather than say
customs, no.
Customary, you know, it's allowed.
Yep. Oh my entrance will be an answer will be so question or I can't to the next.
Honorable, your mic.
Are you trying to tell us where Gen Z?
Yeah, me person me children and they say the moment we say yemi enuna.
Hey guys, is your tire pressure light stuck on even when your tires are fine? I had the same headache until I
what I say between the two of us, see a mama could be a fetch bibia. Your friends, your community will be able to obey one yard cry. That money do body because it's still under customary marriage and it is potentially polygamous. One could champion to me one for and come. Now, Bema, a man in the Debia Mrano, a cutiao, a protected woo bear man is at least yes, one no, a danoso. And then secondly, a kokobane say obi yare to say be man yare seriously obi bia. Abusuafo ni limini pa ye be bisano. Instead they say ye ni mo bia ye bisano. Into what you cry say wo ba kwesi mensa yare won kran. Utumi ma phone so ring the girlfriend no. Amaka say yes or yare na on yare. Ni na boy any problematic boy. Our society has come to accept it. And a kokobane say be man wudia. And Christianity
no, but Christianity, many kwenye ya drino says our law no protects women. Mikai, if my memory serves me right, it was Mrs. Rawlings and the 31st December Women's Thing when they were pushing this interstate succession law, and push this agenda to protect spouses who were not necessarily legally married in any book.
President.
You get what I mean? So, Mebao. So, Ebiasa will share from that a person who dies interstate angle now. Obejiatum say it protects the women. Women nepa no cohabit 20 years, but Uncle Webusi and Fie, Moon year civil marriage. Nyamia Freud, and suddenly Obrama bring in they said because on your Nigerians quote unquote. So from that angle, I think I see the sense in that law.
Why do you think that the women rejected parliament documents and say cohabitation will be seen or accepted as marriage without formal marriage? Why do you think the women rejected it?
I think also in reverse. Say your passy cohabitation law now. In reverse, it means say minimi kunu or apart for 2 years, it is automatic dissolution.
There be
mini partner. Mini the male in question. Okay. Because you cohabit for 2 years. Continuous. It has to be continuous.
Yes.
24 months.
Yes.
Witnesses, whatever. It makes it legitimate.
Yes.
In the same way, the same vein, for 12 months and over, there has been no communication. There's proof that we are not staying together. does it also amount to dissolution?
Peace FM. Are you talking about Nkofa Awa?
You see, Emra way ye juma near banning.
Okay,
yes, Emrano ba in place near banning, and we know say there are instances where Beremano will travel to the US for BIA studies. BIA or any PhD 4 years. Now, Nireno is not able to join. Now, communication, BBB, physically they're not. The lady can be cheated because of that tender evidence in court to say that for 4 years we had no physical contact, no consummation, mini communication. Like, so it would disadvantage Miano. That could be one of the reasons why.
There was that intention, so PhD. Was there a formal agreement?
But that's what I'm saying. Law, and they can law no.
Mom de say bank on best pay out to the weekend. If you say for 2 years yet together, not automatically I say any marriage dear. And for 2 or more years so back could desert automatically
it's a resolution. But nobody wants that.
So mechanics to say a child say even the old customary no. Yeah, my men won't pay. Say, oh, no, fan on it now.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I'll take one more. For the fact, say, or Baba won't say, what's she no? One more near issue. That is all. Is it like how
when it's something that's been on my mind all the time. How much does it take for a man to marry a woman?
Hey!
Hold on.
Body safer.
No, but mean by Jimmy. Come on. How much does it take? It is because there's too much requests. The list of items, so it does to do. So most men are running away from it because of when you go on social media. Once a man who can wire someone say, and I will call wire crowd, China, say, now we will be what I'm saying is that why don't we make things easier? Are we going to go there, sorry, whatever, blah, 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 or are we going to stick to our traditional marriage? Now, not easier, because look, first, we know, say, and our engagement are done it. Something else. Is that what we want? Is that what we're looking at? Are we looking to get married and stay married and now say and form a family and whatever? Or are we looking to work and trend on social media? And is that what, and wear corsets and things? Is that what we're looking at? Exactly. So I feel say the essence of marriage Nankas has shifted. But then if we all agree, say we are marrying and we want to stay married, let's make it simple for people. Not only say or kokra na oba outer. Instead of
I'm not sure it's about the money. And in your man, no per se, especially the customary. The customary.
And also can be because
listen to me. If a man, I'm talking as a man. Sure. Speaks with me. I am old school, but mental lawyer. I'm a lawyer, cast with him, girls, a lawyer. Gen Z. So what I'm saying is, a bag, maybe 1 year. A car, what do I do? And come in with that. 10 yellow.
It's a then stop.
Correct. What I'm saying is, Yama, Mayma, what they look out for, what they think through. Nyam Emo decided to make worry we know. And Tanyiska. Jenny, we need you to build traffic. What's your plan?
It needs to be fast with blasters.
Into what? So
because a bad thing now, I cohabitate between what 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That's a minute with fee.
Hey, Japanese,
I don't remember you do. Yeah, who's our friend at Nico School? All the costs now for our friend at me. But Kakana Mepon Dako Wadeno. The Maya. Really, think about it.
So what is the cause? Because there has
And you get the reasons. You've made a very
more issues because there are so many issues. No. There are so many issues. Issues and our angles are baba. So, no, I baba tell you. It was your force and ye be ye court injunction. Ekopie ewo court no. There was a bit of drama. Let me put it drama quote unquote. And he said, he said, court no ma order. Say a year yentiminye. But yeah, Seme Biasa, near say court as some friend. Alaya for some Mosambra. Na mobile no. Aka bibia na nka ese me de kan man fan kan enti court de kan ho na che ade na sesa ewie ye pese lawyer boy ni etimite e honom no ase e ba ne say na e ba nsa because e bi say oh any obi no akwa obi ense bi na akwa so ade bi mu na epia e mama ade na akwa yesa se court e ma order bi sa court no wo ho kwan say ekurase makamewe ya na se ni ebu bede kan no court nsutimi yesa court nsutimi yesa o ekurase maka enso mewe ye enti judge say yes maka say but the condition bi anan kase me de tato e fina makai ana se sa condition no mumra na mumsamra metie senate ewie renimi anachi from point that's what I'm saying.
I say, Bluetooth rubbish gumi. Because of Unkalana was fine anything. Your man will paper also.
One my daddy, but I don't know what
Daddy, me patcho bonamintie.
You know, but I don't know what's up.
Eh, one me patcho, me no me
Adepa omuka bibi na me be bank bibi wa ha boy
Lumba sister na wote so kasa no. Ai. Ena wo kasa ho no msi no. Wo se Lumba wono no kwotena brochi na
minim se sidia ba na me twen se misia me we hu hia me. Oh god.
We dey
anti Akosua se wa to ni megu abontin pamo no. Ai. Yo. Okay, so Lana is from Mbab Chobi.
Me say asem aye obi na taxi aba na obuku mi na kan.
There you know.
See na kan we ndi.
Akosua be from asem. Some about voice in this year, one thing. One thing.
You know,
it's here 40, and then who person me bomb you?
Not the one who kind.
Continuation.
Yeah, we see what person you muting and me you why?
I said you're now or like me name they now uncle for a
continuation. Yeah, team the near Dawson, yeah, it's here. To what about the
and I'm going
so I be now boss is here chat so no. Maybe the bank is here.
You're
so they more.
Munti do kai o se enkra na wo ye no. Ene ma wo nyankrata. Mo amuso na mo ne etia se me kwanansia na mo na mo ke o mama tese se Charlene na se Charlene no se
Kevin on Kevin na boss wa enya ko se wa na wo
sim be ba o kan ya education
no ho no nya na
ka so fa no eno no ah se mo dia bon tia se mo
Masa, what's the trouble?
Papa Yaka, a year
No, sorry,
education.
Audio, we are money count pounds. What's a money go pounds and away and go way to the upper
before audio, you know. Before audio, no, Anna Rebecca say, Rebecca Chema say, Omo yes a court near a court not taking bribe, court not taking bribe. I side with them because Oba waiting me the Nensa Kufia Kujai Bema. Ah, who the marriage certificate here? There's no way I'll be the otherwise. Into court, no Dobroni, yes, or Papi, make a you for the legal wife, a you for Dobroni for my dream, I'm you. Yes, it's again. So, it bring back my attention to something.
And your papa will soon a bet.
I mean, you didn't say, it brings back to Salette now, almost say a lawyer party, Trocoma woman. Because also, dear on instructive or Mokacha almost say, on any year jai. Ain't it almost all trolled or Mokacha, where has she catch and so we do Dimba to create the near you favor because Bemana catches us one way jai clients no. In this papa no you can thank Canada any lawyer Kusini a good job by saving my man. When yes, looking at the circumstances now the near be to talk one. And now Mimia used to body able to say they were harsh and they were all that no. Maybe a lawyer now that the Lumba Bamin Chama Kajam say my first wife by me in jai. Or maybe some say oh divorce certificate. There be meaning divorce certificate because meaning worry a beer ya in crata worry. Ebi so a divorce no nem person be kan okre intimenia o meni bibia na sa woman naba papa na wuna woman naba no akona japade so a what do you think say me lawyer me ka kire no the oka kire me na me deliver am say yes me client ne ka kire me say no
we did this and the client ni bia ne ka sa kire me did ni
the lawyer will make that na lawyer na be make
much antro ene lawyer no enyo mo client na ene that the lumba ne
ka is all am kan wan say me who reply no
Dabi ene that the lumba ne Dabi that the lumba nkasa because that the lumba knows too well says so then you there also mujai e kwan no mo fast worry na intino
e kwan be
course na omujina worry na e no kwan
Serwaa
yeah and possible
stories surrounding lumba na kusha Serwaa awodi nyina tese kwakupon papa kwa wona one lumba twempra shede la ohono ne lumba twempra
mo pesa mo guma amene mas munja entesa
ayeye ne kai o
na mo kan okra ne nti mo pa mo ni se entesa
o ma na mo kan
oh entesa o mesi mo kote za se ya ma mo zi
na safu kantanka so dem
eh mutie sa na ya ma mo ndindi
lumba kwa de twempra wu mu nyina
lumba bi ono fiti ya ne ma na cho on fiti twempra wa fence yi ma no
so ya bia na ya den
oh guys I me dey hold yourself come on no play
wana boda floni ba go bia bo o so ye bia na ya den ai catch na o ye bia na ya den
no ba na
Ana ya no kunya safu kantanka nko
nehu ai eno ba na mha eno ba na o be so be tutu bombu
so se le so e be no o be cheche se we mu nyina
ya ko she no ba mfumu ma na o ba ha no be tutu
mba woni bibi adia
ebe na wo no
ayo do ni
me ko ba bebe no
adia so for kantanka o se so for kantanko so what Intimate country, intimate country, me and Tia say, as I say, my men, Eddie, you know, call my BTM, Quechi. Eddie, you know, call a lecture say, oh, my dear, no, dear, there be because on to say, certificates and marriage certificates, no. Oh, my dear,
if you are the this was getting
there be only if you are in there, no, worry court and try if you are worrying him. So I say. It's saying I make us on to say that the Lumba not being and better the quality sanity.
No, almost so
intimate. Emma Nini.
Safia warrior and Kraluma, Diano, a cancel that I just a man can court because of cooperation lano or Nilumba warrior and then I cancel right away. as
Ah, it's
per
empty no. It's inside no for airport.
I don't think
I'm for airport to replace you know.
a friend.
say home mobile judge no ya dey home mobile pa no dey also
I don't know what did na tem do render.
Sɛ judge ne hu sɛ bus na mofa no nti wa mama enye. Mofa bus ah.
No, ka waso aye na adwuma.
oh ya na juma
Oh, that was a court of
mama no so dey say mama no so no had a part to play.
There shouldn't be any favoritism be and also so a favor na dia then wanye na adwuma ye.
Ah so
favor sympathy wo court.
Sympathy be
you know, a judge, you know, you shouldn't use sympathy.
What is sympathy in court? The judges have sympathy. That's why they sympathize with you.
They should be use the law.
No, the law gives way for sympathizing.
And God don't lawyers no raise his case na say wa worry dada and gabe cancel sa worry no if ya worry no but they never raise it to man so anka no judge no entimi go use
Judge no.
Me pacho Stigi eno ba me ba Stigi asem na wo kan no kra no the judge made it clear e won the judgment nim say time omo ye say maami Akosua say wa so ye yire no there was no you can say your friend say odoboni lawyers no omo like it wasn't upheld so we read the judgments now is there and because of that now omo no that also makes maami say wa yire nti nkare wo kana say nko mu tie mu a nka ono kwa nka yire no kwa nka onya anye
When I say you see timiti mana.
Some of them mutia bibi.
I will have to say. I think I will because of David. Your mom no so nya yire.
The na me pesa me kan sana ai storage to a de no see. Na me make say ma me na worry no senka o budget kuna no. Of course ye tio. Of course ye nka so no kwa na ye yire. Enti mo sha nko nya saa de ni wi a anko betimi atena wo pa se nko be yekuna maybe
say obetimi say kuna nya force
and you are right
say this
way right but me jini say so nya saa de na ka won ba be yekuna
the pride determined by the family.
Come on ten nka grab you
na family ni so dey so mo support no family ni so dey support na abusu apani no make ka cho e ma na wo support no
but then na makwa into na hu ni saa no no go wa e be hu same way
Mom follow mama no sometimes you guys are really fun.
That's what you
say. The exception say more person mo say mama no or baby mama no what legal advice that ni kunu we answer no about. Me say we reading intentions out there by you. She knew what she was about to do. She just needed a trigger. And we need free abusia penny ho. And we need free lumba lawyers na ho. She just needed a trigger. Or no one here now to be you now. Oh, but so by your person.
So video na la me boy one who ana. Oh,
very smart woman no. But I am not for so when Akosua say what the onye you know all new gen we na. Na me first letter on the
dummy. Oh, you ding.
But things haven't just gone the way we were up at Japan because basically legal counsel for no say or more pe kwan be fa so stop we yin no ka chom so mo nkanta